In the bustling world of technology and connectivity, one trend stands out, gaining momentum and making waves in the fabric of modern communication. This trend, my dear listeners, is none other than podcasting.
I picked up some clippers my senior year of high school. It's just the generation that we live in now. You know, people want entertaining content. You know what I'm saying?
Makes you wonder, what the future of these industries are going to be, right?
I don't know if you want to really get into this, but I remember you were telling me, but the campus wants to stop you, or they're like shut you down, or
Well, at the party, why not? Yeah,
That could be.
do you cut your own hair? Hey guys, welcome back to Just Yakkin, episode 13, and today we have another special guest. So, at the age of 18, a young entrepreneur, he's hustling like nobody's ever seen. I've talked to him. The kid, man, he's so motivating, and he's always hustling. There's always a day he's working. He's never off. Today we're introducing the barber, Johann. Just keep clapping, bro.
So,
Yeah.
begin it off.
Do you want to talk about why we're like...
So, it's near Halloween. We're getting to that time. But yeah, Justin just got this costume today, and he's just kind of threw on the onesie. He's getting into it.
Yes, sir.
But, yeah. You didn't do the introductions, bro.
No. We do that when he's here. I'm Justin.
I'm Jared.
I'm Carson.
I'm Johann.
Yo.
So,
Yo, hold up. Can someone close that door?
sorry, Luke.
Yo, that's our background people. Bro, it's
Bro.
actually so nice to be back, though. Like, we've been...
doing the podcast?
Yeah, we've been in
We've
and
been
out of it
off.
lately. And
Because we were planning over summer. We were just like, we're going to have 13 episodes or 13 like weeks in the summer. Like, we're going to be posting every week. Like, we have so much free time, right? Yeah. Not the case, man. We were like halftime here. Justin was doing something. I was doing something. Our other co-host, Rob, which you know Rob. You haven't met Rob. But Rob's our other co-host. Today we brought on Carson.
a re-show.
He's a re-show from episode. You remember your episode?
I don't remember the number.
I'm pretty sure it's 7.
Yeah, it's like 7, 8, 6, something like that, right around there.
But I am making my return now.
Yeah, you were our first viral clip.
Bro, it was very exciting.
Yeah.
Very excited. I'm honored to be the first clip.
Yeah. So, Johann,
First of many, bro.
for the people that don't know you out there, kind of give you like your little bit of a backstory.
So, my name is Johann. I'm from New York, Harlem specifically. Just want to start off by saying I'm grateful to be here. Had a harsh upbringing in New York. It's not easy living in New York. You guys know it's definitely tough. So just wanted to figure out a way to make a name for myself, and wanted to do that by coming to this.
Dude, that's huge. So, the place you came, you think, so, I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Try not to mention
Oh, okay.
just like
Gotcha.
location-wise.
Yeah.
But, what did you see, like, in this area, though? Like why did you come to this area instead of going to, like, another, like, university?
Right. I just love the community. It's a quiet place. And I definitely just, love how nice the people here. Nice, like, the people are here. It's like something you don't really get in New York. It's just a great area to be around.
I can't say I know too much about New York, like, at all, dude. I'm like, I know you said, like, oh, you'd get it, but, like, bro, I grew up in the sticks.
Yeah. It's just, with New York,
Like,
yeah, the thing is with New York, it's like, it's really good to just visit there. Like, people love visiting, New York. But
Yeah.
when you actually live there, it's a different ball game. Like, it's completely different from what people expect. People working 9 to 5s, people just disrespectful to each other. It's not really a place you would want to live or grow up at. So.
Yeah, I'm a frequent traveler of New York, and like you said, it's very fun to travel there. But seeing, as someone who lived there, the experience, I'm sure, was very different for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've always enjoyed New York.
Right, yeah. When you're there for like a temporarily time, it's definitely fun and enjoying.
Right.
But when you're there long term, I wouldn't suggest being there.
no.
So
Nah.
you're a barber, so you have your certifications and you went through and did the schooling for it. Like, at what age did you decide to, like, become a hustler like that? Because that's like, you have to
Yeah.
do schooling for it.
No, yeah. So it's a long story, but I just want to start off by saying I was a varsity basketball player all 4 years of high school. Started on freshman as a varsity, And throughout my whole high school career, and honestly throughout my whole life, I played basketball, and that's kind of like who I was. And honestly, I just felt like there was more to life than just basketball. You know, I kind of started to fall out of basketball, like I lost love for the sport, and I just realized, like, you know, there's more things out there in the world than just the sport. So I picked up some clippers my senior year of high school and just kind of took off from there.
So you just like start with a buddy. You're just like, yo, come over to my place. I'll like hype you up. Like,
Yeah, I got this
I'll
one
clean you up,
friend.
bro.
He actually moved to Pennsylvania when we were younger, and he just let me practice on him. You know, that's how it all started. You know,
That's a good friend.
All right.
and
That's a really good
I'm
friend.
going on a year now. Yeah, so I've been cutting hair for a year. Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest, like I've seen your cuts. Like that's stuff that I mean, some
We
of the
like throw
barbers
your-
even here
We
don't
can
even
throw like
do.
the Instagram page up, just to,
Yeah,
like show
well,
a couple
yeah,
like
no,
click
they're
on,
gonna
like
follow
a
you,
screen
bro.
recording.
Yeah.
It actually, mind you, everybody like, subscribe, and comment. And in the top left would be this
Yeah,
way.
you can throw it up there.
Yeah, we'll put it up there, and then
If I can figure it out.
we'll put the link in the description for Johann's page, so you guys can go follow that on Insta.
Tell me about the podcast. Tell me.
All right.
It's you got to promote yourself on here, bro.
We just had Johann on the podcast at Just Yakkin.
I'll put the description in
Oh
the,
yeah,
the
thanks
tag
for
in
that.
there.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
I'm a sophomore bio major. Got no time on my hands. Like anybody here, man.
Yeah, bio is tough. Time management must be real tough, especially doing the podcast too. And running that.
Yeah, the podcast.
That's a business.
Dude, it is. And
Yeah.
like looking at this, bro, it's definitely inspiring. Because
Right,
when we
yeah.
had you on and you were just talking about, like, man, I want to be doing more now.
Yeah. Podcast coming soon. What do you want to do for the haircut, bro?
Bro, I'm thinking like a fade up, little trim on the beard because it's a little.
Do you want to keep the beard?
Yeah, keep the beard. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. I'm just trying to make it look like I don't look like I'm homeless. It's going in my ear. I just want it kind of like shortened up on the sides.
Yeah. Do you want what?
Because he posts really, really good clips. And I love how much you put so much humor into it, and I love
Yeah.
it. Because I watch it, and it's like, yeah, you get to see a haircut, and you get to see the before and after, and it's so satisfying. But you also get like the funny cuts where it's like someone's like screaming on the thing, or,
Right.
like, yo, you want this all the way back, like all
Right,
the way?
yeah.
And then I was like, no. Then you're like, God no. It's like
yeah,
a
it's
meme,
just
bro.
like it's just the generation that we live in now. You know, people want entertaining content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it's
Yeah,
really
you gotta do
good.
something different.
Yeah, you know, and it's just like no one wants to see a boring video. You know, so it's just like that perception and that mindset of posting content like that. You know, it's really important. You know, now it's just a matter of blowing up. You know, just waiting for the time.
Dude, and
for it
you've
to
been
happen.
pulling in a lot of views I saw one that had 6,000 views on it.
Yeah,
For real.
yeah.
Like,
I think my most is 8K. So
That's not bad.
yeah, it's not
Dude, you
bad.
gotta start somewhere. That's
Yeah,
literally
right,
what we're
yeah.
doing with the podcast.
Yeah.
I want to make a ghost page on Instagram.
Mhm.
It's literally where you could like just post like content that you like, and if you have enough people that like start to follow it, like it, you can make money off these pages.
Really?
Yeah, believe it or not, like
Wow.
does not matter what it is, but like if you have viewers and they keep liking your stuff, and like I guess you can get paid through Instagram.
Mm.
And same with like Snapchat. Like if you become
Right.
like a Snapchat,
mm-hmm.
what's it called?
Like a star or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's like something like that.
But if everybody watches if you look at like David Dobrik, you know how he doesn't do any more videos anymore? It's because he gets paid by Snapchat to post on his story. And that's why if you look at his story, it's like 10,000 things long because he's getting paid for
Jeez.
every click you go through.
Wow. Yeah.
But, yeah, what kind of made you want to like get into like the part of posting haircuts?
Well, essentially, I did want to start promoting myself somehow, and then just kept scrolling on Instagram, seeing what content ideas that could help me and benefit me. When I started, I had no idea what I was doing. So over the summer, I was doing my internship at an insurance company while I was trying to get my barber license. So I was cutting in a shop, and there's a master barber that I took mentorship from. He basically let me use his application to submit my application. So what I have now is an apprenticeship barbership license. So that's basically saying that I'm a barber, but I'm under a master barber who has been cutting for like 15 plus years. And I could work in a shop right now if I wanted to. And that just means like I could go to work in a barbershop, but I have to do it under a master barber. So I'm under that master barber working under his name. That's my license.
So like,
That's the
how
way
long does
works.
it take to like become a master barber? Like, do you have to
Yeah.
like do it for a couple years?
Yeah, so
like,
you
amount
have
of
to
cuts?
submit a certain amount of hours. It varies from different states, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't know the number right now,
It's-
but barber apprenticeship license, it expires in the next 4 years. So after I graduate from undergrad, in college, I'll make that decision if I, want to become a barber master.
And what's what is the difference exactly between like someone who's considered a master barber and someone who's what'd you say, an amateur barber?
Yeah, apprentice. Yeah.
Apprentice barber.
So the main difference is like a master barber has been doing it for like 10, 15 years plus. An apprenticeship barber is basically someone who's like just starting out, making their way up in the industry, just going upward. Someone who's just starting out. Yeah.
I didn't even know they did that. That's actually really interesting.
That is interesting.
It's two different licenses. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's really neat.
Especially someone for me, like if I can make a decision, in the next 4 years, if I want to become a barber, I can, But if I don't, then my license expires in 4 years and then that's done.
So could you reapply for the or not the apprentice barber?
No, you got to make a decision if you want to be a master barber or not. You can't really have the apprenticeship license forever. Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Dude, I just think that you what's it called? Came into a scene and you just first person to do it on our campus.
Yeah.
Dude, I've never in my 4 years, stuff changes all the time, whatever, new buildings, whatever. Dude, I've never seen a person come on campus and yo, I'm gonna cut some hair on campus and something, the dorms.
Yeah. Well,
dude, that's just different.
Right, yeah. What I want to emphasize on that is just barbering is just a demand, Everybody needs a haircut, and especially, in our age, there's I always tell people too, there's two people you look for when you're trying to look good for a formal event or anything like that. It's your barber or your suit tailor. And if I could be one of those two things on campus, I can't go wrong with that. And to be able to provide that type of service right on campus and, having the convenience, anybody could just come in and just get a cut right away and then dip, that's the goal, and to be able to provide a good service so they return and they come back.
And then tell their friends, tell
exactly.
other people.
It's a cycle.
Word by what's it called? Spread the word by mouth or something.
Yeah.
Or mouth by word.
Word by mouth too.
Yeah.
Mouth by word.
Because you're not advertising besides Instagram and all.
Right, yeah, and it's that's doing enough. You know what I'm saying?
That's plenty for you.
Yeah, that's plenty for me.
You were saying how many cuts you got after this?
I have about 3 or 4.
And this is a light day for him, bro.
Yeah, this is a light day.
His schedule is packed as soon as he finishes his classes. When I'm calling him, he's either studying or doing a cut.
It's either one of the two.
And
Never have free time.
That's what's so amazing to me about it. You know what I mean? I feel like most hairstylists or people who cut hair, usually their hours don't go, past 7 or something like that. But you're really on the grind. And you were telling me you do this until you can't anymore.
No, until maybe 11 o'clock at night. I had a cut that probably finished at 12 a.m. one time. Yeah. So it's all, we're young, it's all about the grind. Yeah.
So we're having a little party later that you know of. Would you be down to cut my hair later?
At the party? Why not? Yeah.
That could be pretty sick.
You don't have to.
Nah, I want you to enjoy yourself.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
do come over, please do, because I want you to enjoy the scene.
He was actually talking about getting a haircut where he shaves just the
Dude,
middle,
so
literally just the top of his head.
No,
so he looks like
it's an idea. So for
that
this,
was a
what's it
bad
called?
idea, bro.
So for this one class, we're what's it called? We're doing, it's for metaphysics. We're going back to the 13th century CE or something.
Yeah.
And we're they know the famous Aristotle and Plato and all them. Well, when they went in to have their Socratic seminar, the people that would know the most information or be the superior kind of guys, they would have everything shaved besides this crown looking cut, bro. And then sometimes they'd leave a little line here that's a box, bro. Dude, I think I would do it for one day, the day before, go in, do the thing for shits and giggles. Mind you, it's going to be 3 teachers in the room that are all dressed up, and then it's going to be a whole theater, people just watching. Dude, I want to make people I want to make them laugh. That's my whole purpose. I'm a funny kind of guy. So
Yeah.
And then I would just cut it off all the next day and then see how it goes. But my thing is, I'll never go bald ever again in my life.
Really?
So why not do it once?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that.
I just don't know how pale it might be underneath the
Oh
hair, bro.
my God.
I'm a
Or how
ginger.
wrinkly.
Wrinkly.
Bro, you ever seen people go bald for the first time and their head's all
Well, no, not really.
yeah, bro.
Bro.
Dude, your head, most people's heads aren't just
Also, can
smooth.
you have
Yeah, I went buzzed. I never went bald though. I only been buzzed.
Maybe I might buzz it and then leave No, though.
He wants to go like bald.
Yeah, like
He wants
You
to be
want
shiny.
balls? Like nothing?
dude, I don't know. It's an idea. It's just
Okay.
it's like for the shits and giggles to make other people laugh.
That's a bad idea. Just for a laugh, bro. Imagine. Would you ever do that?
I mean, I don't know. It depends on the situation.
But I actually before I like wanted that, I actually wanted to get the haircut of what's it called? Not from you, of course. I'm
mullet.
just saying like I wanted a mullet, kind of like not like the full on thing, but me and Kapil and me were like thinking something kind of similar where it's just like a high taper and then fades down the side a little bit, and it's like not a V in the back, but it's
Yeah, like a burst fade kind of.
Yeah. I believe that's what.
I got you.
What's your most popular type of cut you've been getting in?
It's definitely like the textured fringe and the mid tapers. So a lot of people, I tell people like, oh, let's do a low taper, and then I recommend them like, hey, do you want to do a mid taper, because the mid taper shows more, and it definitely lasts longer. So
Yeah, I agree.
it will last like maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Opposed to like a low taper, it'll grow in so quick. Like you would have to be back in my chair in like the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe less. So I always recommend the mid taper, and then the textured fringe with the styling powder and the sea salt spray. Like that hits it every time, home run. Especially with people who have like straight hair.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah. And then people with like coarse and thick hair, I recommend like some mousse, and then I roll it up with my sponge, and just those two. Usually the mid tapers though. Yeah.
So
they definitely pop more.
yeah. So you told us that you kind of learned by experimenting and testing on people. How did you learn like those types of terms, like what the hairstyles were, how the difference between coarse and thin hair and straight?
Yeah.
And how'd you learn that stuff?
It wasn't easy. Like I had to do a crap ton of research. Like I had to just dive in completely. Like, and that's the thing is with college too. Like you're not gonna really want to do something unless you genuinely enjoy it. And I was like, I'm really interested in learning about this. So when you like something, when you love something so much, you're gonna dive in completely into it because you enjoy doing it. So I don't like doing research at all. I hate, and this goes back into like getting into the barber industry and just business in general. You want to do something you love. If you're gonna work for the rest of your life, you're gonna want to do something you enjoy. So I never liked school. I'm in a university now because I'm on full ride, and I'm taking advantage of that, of course.
Yeah.
But I never enjoyed going to class. Like education is like one of the things that just genuinely doesn't interest me to like certain extents. And the reason why I'm in business now is because like barbering is a business. That's how I think about it. And when I dive into research, I just think about like what could I do to improve my services. So that's just how it started.
Yeah. Wow. That's really neat. That's really neat. Yeah. I mean, there's so many different terms. Do you often get customers who don't know what they want, and you give them suggestions like, hey, I think that with your hairstyle and your face shape, like this cut might be better for you, or like
plenty of times. I got a lot of clients like they come in and they're like completely confused and they don't know what you want to they don't know what they want to do. So I try to give recommendations to the best of my knowledge, like, hey, like this will work out. If you don't want to try this, we could try this. I always give them several different options, and then they eventually choose one, and then we go with that.
Nice.
Dude, I usually like walking with the foot. I'm like, yo, could you like?
Yeah,
usually
usually they would tell me what they want. And then it's like, oh, can you maybe show me a reference so I could just mimic that a little bit if that's really what you want? Because
is there anything you can't do?
Or you're working on?
Yeah, or that you're working on.
I wouldn't necessarily can't do. I would say,
bro.
yeah, I'm kind of like an all-around barber.
It's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's valid. That's valid.
That is a valid answer.
I think the only thing that's like tough, like probably my biggest challenge is the drop fades all around. Because you got to like basically fade up the whole head, like all around.
Oh, yeah, all around. Make sure it's nice and even.
I could do it. Don't get me wrong. Like it's easy. Like, the fades aren't good. It just takes a little bit more time,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's definitely more challenging.
So when you have a person in your chair, how long do you usually, what is like your usual appointment time? Is it?
Well, it depends. Like you guys see the content on Instagram. I usually offer to do the interviews first. Like that's the first thing I ask. Like, casual conversation. Right before they sit in the chair, I was like, hey, do you want to do an interview? If they don't, that's completely fine. Like, that's all good. And then I ask again, like, hey, do you mind if I record at least the before and then the after? So you don't have to be speaking, but, I could show, like, the before and after cut. And then I get into the cut. So usually my haircuts take about 45 minutes. and then haircut and beard would take an hour. I like to take my time, and then I also talk to the person. You know, like I like consulting. I like having conversations because we're all the same age. I'm 18. You know, and you guys are not that far, literally not that far
Yeah,
in
right.
age from me. So it's like we're going through the same thing. You know, we're very relatable, and that's one thing I wanted to bring to my business. You know, being relatable, being able to provide a service that you enjoy, and you're having a good time in the chair. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people go to their barber and they're just like, it's complete silence, like dead silence. You know, and it's,
Dude, you won't believe what me and Justin went through. So I'd say at the beginning of this podcast, we went to go get our haircut. Like literally first episode, like, all right, we gotta go get like faded up, whatever. We gotta like look good, present ourselves like for our first episode, like
yeah,
best we could. Dude, we go to this place. It's over way yonder, 15 minutes from here. I kind of forget where it's at, but no joke. Justin, what, like,
So I'll tell this
Who-
story, bro.
dude, I can't, no, like, I remember the story. I'm just trying to think, like, what the place was.
Oh,
Dude, the inside was insane. They had GoPros, cameras, you
Yeah.
name it, like, all
Right.
over on the inside. They must have been on, like, TikTok, Instagram.
mm-hmm.
Never searched them afterwards, but, like, dude, one of the craziest experiences for getting a haircut. Like, just from, like, the...
Yeah, I mean, that made the first episode so much funnier because it was like a story of our lives, and it couldn't have been funnier because like we get in there and, you know, just like two kids that don't know what kind of haircuts they want. He kind of had in mind that he wanted to get a mullet.
Dude, I was like, yeah.
He did not leave with a mullet. But and nothing against this, but they mostly spoke Spanish, and they
Oh,
weren't
okay.
really fluent in English, so they didn't understand a whole lot. So when you started to say, "Yo, I want this," they need someone there to translate it.
Like, they had one guy in the shop that
That's-
could, like,
yeah.
translate.
Okay.
And, dude, they were busting jokes the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But
Yeah.
like we were,
Spanish?
yeah, like I was
Yeah.
trying to
So
talk
we
to
did-
them, like
Nah, bro, we were
could
getting
not get
clowned.
anything
Yeah,
through.
I've definitely heard that in my chair before. Like, there's always a language barrier. I'm Dominican, so I speak Spanish and English. So I speak both. So I have, you know, I have both of those backgrounds, you know. So I'm able, like, I've only had like 2 people in my chair that are Dominican at Scranton. But as far as like everybody else, like, you know, it's easy to converse and talk to people. Yeah.
But no joke, dude. I literally was like, yeah, like give me what's it called, the mullet. No joke. It was like a high taper. Wasn't complaining. Like it looked good,
Mm.
but oh my god, one of the
Yeah.
best cuts, one of the most refined. Like you said, you take your time. The guy took 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It was
Longest
like,
haircut. No, yours was an hour. Yours was longer than mine.
Yeah,
Mine
you
was
got-
45. And I'm
Dude.
telling you, like we came out of
wait,
there.
what'd I say on the way out?
Bro, I felt like they trimmed me up so nice, like like how
Yeah, they
it's,
even
like,
did like
so
our
tight.
beard. They
Yeah.
like literally did my beard for free. They're just like, I'm like, the beard's fine. Don't worry about it. Like, no, I do. I'm
Yeah.
like he just like he insinuated I'm doing it. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck it.
Right, yeah.
They didn't
yeah.
even charge for it. I'm like, you're a good guy.
Right, yeah.
But he still gave him the money for it because we're good people. We support our barbers. I have a weird question. Sorry to cut this off.
No.
Do you
You're
cut
good.
your own hair?
Yes, I do. So it's
Barber that
definitely
cuts his own
Wow.
It's definitely tough.
How do you get the back?
I don't. I just line it up.
How do you
I have so I have like a 3-way mirror.
I was about to say you have to have some kind
no,
of
I have
contraption,
some,
like a mirror.
definitely. So it's like it's a middle mirror and then 2 sides, and basically like it's if I turn one side,
Mhm.
I could see the back of my head, but it's too hard to hold the clipper and fade it from the back of my head. So at that point, I just give up and line it up.
You don't let your
But-
homies do it?
Hell no, absolutely not. But at that point, I just like I fade up the sides, you know, I give myself a taper and then just let the back grow up, and then I line up myself up in the front.
That's
pretty much
impressive.
it, yeah.
I can't even shape my beard up when I'm looking right into a mirror. I don't
No.
know how you get the back of
Yeah.
that.
Dude, it takes a
Oh my
while.
It takes a lot of discipline. Like you learning, like a lot of people say, like I have a steady hand, and it's a skill, you know, and it's like not easy to learn the technique, and you know, holding scissors and using scissors, like it's definitely something I had to master.
Have you ever cut yourself trying to do it?
Oh, plenty of times.
really?
Yeah,
What was the
plenty of
worst
times.
one?
Is usually with the straight razor. Is usually, I mean, that's normal, you know. People cut themselves when they shave too,
Mm.
so it's like, but the straight razor is definitely more sharper. So like, I had to do it on myself a few times before I got in action and started cutting others with the straight razor. So
So you do beard work then? you
yeah,
said, right?
everything. Yeah,
That's really neat.
Yeah.
How is like the translation from doing hair to then learning how to, you know, trim up a beard and stuff? Is it very similar in technique, or is it a whole different ball game?
no, it's very similar depending on what the person wants. Like usually a lot of people one just to clean up on the beard, so it's just like a lineup around the beard. And then a lot of people, like, I just had a cut today, and he wanted the beard faded in to his beard, so it's like a reverse fade kind of. So like the fade on the taper, it would go upward. It's kind of reverse going downward.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That's
so
clean.
It's,
That's
I try to go for that look, honestly. Like I have my own razor in there. I have like it's like 3 through 11 or 3 through 13. I just like go through each one, like go back to the other one on like the higher grade,
right,
and then go back.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy, but it's very similar. You know, just it takes practice. You know, just after doing it for a year, you know, it kind of
Like anything, right?
Yeah,
Like anything.
right. You just need practice. Like it happens seamlessly. You know?
So since your hair is just like, cause your hair, you keep it like real, like it's nice.
Yeah.
My curls are all over the place. I literally get out the shower, no joke, take the towel, like brush it twice. I walk out and I do like whatever for my day.
Yeah.
I just like let it naturally kind of curl and dry. Sometimes it's awful, sometimes it's good.
Right.
What do I do different? Like literally for any guy just trying to like make their hair more refined. I know you said something about sea salt spray earlier. I know you don't want to use too much.
Right.
Because it'll dry your hair
Yeah.
out.
It depends what you're looking for. Like if you're looking for that,
Like tighter curls.
yeah,
like,
that's not the way to go. I wouldn't say that's the way to go, because for like sea salt spray and styling powder, it's more for like volume straight hair. If you have
Okay.
curls, you kind of want to go for that curly look. You would kind of have to use like leave-in conditioning products, you know, conditioner, you know. There's a few products I would recommend. Like I used to use Sheen Moisture, but now I'm using Camille Rose, and those are like really good products for like curly hair. So if you really wanted your curls to stand out, I would use those too.
Are those what? Is that a leave-in conditioner? Those? Or
It's a They have like several different products. So it's like a shampoo, it's shower conditioner, and then it's a leave-in conditioner you use like after your hair's like damped in water.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I was walking through Walmart and I was just like looking at like the different like shampoo products. One's like, this is for curly hair.
Yeah.
Just some off-brand, same price as the rest. I'm like,
The prices are insane. Like the inflation on the products are crazy too.
Yeah, we were talking about that before the podcast.
Yeah.
Like, you were like, damn, like the setup in here is so nice. But then you're like, yeah, I spent a good dime on my setup. 'Cause, like everything you need the professional scissors, like everything.
Everything. The clippers are expensive. The scissors are expensive. You got to get the products. Not even getting those things. You have to learn how to use those things. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely not easy. You know, it definitely was a process, but I'd say I made like tremendous improvement over the last year. You know.
I have a question about like the tendencies of customers, because I've noticed recently, I mean, from what I could tell, I feel like nowadays a lot of people prefer the more natural, like no product, just let it go type thing. Is that a trend that you see as a barber, or do most people say like, yeah, give me some product?
It honestly, it varies. Like it really depends. Like sometimes some people don't want products. Like I actually cut a lot of sports guys. Like I have guys from on campus from the hockey team, soccer team, basketball, wrestling, you know, several different sports that I've cut before. And a lot of those guys, they say, hey, like I'm about to go shower after this. You don't even got to put nothing in my hair. I'm like, okay, I can't beat that. So I offer that goes along with the service. Like I offer everything: straight razor, beard work, product, you know, aftershave cologne, you know, everything that you could think of, I offer it. You know, I have it all. So anything that the client wants, like I always offer it. I always put it in there. If they choose not to utilize it, that's completely up to them.
I'm not gonna lie, you have a lot of connections to that. Honestly, you just like,
He knows everybody. Like I see him walking around, and I'm like, yo, like I knew that kid, but he's walking around. I'm like, bro, he already knows Johann. Johann's like, it's so cool because like the amount of people that you've met, and you're like flourishing here because like you quite literally are taking it over.
Right. I'm only a freshman. I'm 18. And
A hustler, bro.
Yeah.
A hustler by heart. That's what I'm saying. Like nobody's working like you are, and it's like,
I appreciate that.
yeah,
you
no,
that grind mentality.
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess it's just that mentality from like coming from New York, and I kind of wanted to reroute. You know, basketball didn't work out, so like, what's next? You know, what's the next step in my life? Not gonna dwell on past. You know,
Yeah.
always moving forward.
Do you have
There's
any
something
like
ahead.
future stuff like past Barber right now? Like you have anything that's like something greater than what you're doing right now, like that, like you would want to pursue if you could?
Honestly, as of right now, no. I've been for the past year, after barbering what it has done for me, I haven't looked at anything else, honestly.
Yeah, and I mean, I truly think that you really have a fantastic path right now with with being a barber. And you know, I mean, I'm sure you have contemplated other businesses or other ideas, but I mean, like, you really are doing a great service, and I would be surprised if you don't continue that, because I feel like you do such a great job and you really know your stuff.
Yeah. The thing is about it too, it's just like school is not going to teach you how to run your own business. It's not going to teach you how to market yourself. It's up to us as young people who want better for ourselves to really put ourselves out there. Like, that's what I'm all about. My sister goes to Cornell, and I didn't want to go to a school where it was just like I was just another number in a university. I want to be able to go to a school where I can make a name for myself. If it's not through sports, it's through something else, and that started my own business. So.
And that's what you're doing. I mean, I just had a quick question about like a work day for you. Like, what is a normal work day after like you finish up classes?
Sometimes I honestly, like, barbering is a job. Like, I didn't think about that until like recently too. I go to class 8 a.m. to 10, so I have a 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. back to back to back. Then
those are fun.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah, no break in between,
right,
man.
Yeah. So after, depends on the day. After I have micro at 3 p.m. So that gap in between, I'm usually studying, doing some homework. After that class at 3 p.m., I finish at 4:15, right into cuts. Sometimes I don't even have time to,
So then, like, is there ever like days where you're like, man, I just don't want to like do it? Because
No, plenty of times.
like
Yeah.
what you said, you went till 12 a.m. And that's like a long day. And like I think what you were saying before is you sometimes don't even get to eat. Like sometimes you just go right into it.
Yeah, just go right into it, and it's just like you got to sacrifice a lot of things in order to be successful, for me to realize this at 18 years old, I think it's surreal because, on campus, it's not average for you to see a guy cutting hair on campus.
No,
never. And it's like, it's very rare. So if I could be the only one doing that and providing that service, it just goes a long way for me. And there are days where I'm definitely, burnt out, but, it's just got to push through. That's my mindset every day, Every day is a new day to tackle something, so.
I don't know if you want to really get into this, but I remember you were telling me, but the campus wants to stop you? Or they're like shut you down? Or?
Well, it was a little issue at first because I was kind of marketing too much. Like, I had signs on my door saying barbershop.
Oh, okay.
I had signs like kind
He's
of
a hustler.
Yeah, I had signs out kind of the window. It did a lot though. Like, a lot of
Dude,
people
outside the window?
Yeah, like
no, so many people would take pictures of it.
Wait, are you at GL?
No, I'm in Martin.
Okay, so you're in Martin.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the dorms.
It's right next
Since
to the
we're
Long
off
Center.
campus, I couldn't even tell you, bro.
Yeah, it's all good. It's right next to the Long Center, so the gym.
And
Oh,
everybody
so
walks past
that's-
it.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
walks
yeah.
past it. They see a thing, and then
Yes.
I've seen probably like 10 or so Snapchat videos of just like, yo, what? And they're like people
Yeah.
I know, and I'm like, yeah, I know him. He's
Yeah.
dope as hell. Like,
Right, yeah. So I've gotten a lot of people like come into my room and like check out the setup and everything. And then I also have a lot of people just walk by recording while I have my window open, because that's marketing in itself. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, if people could just walk by seeing me cut in my dorm, that's getting my name out there just itself. And like, I had it a whole bunch of times where people would be like, yo, what's the Instagram from outside? And I'll just like yell out my Instagram and they'll follow it like right away. So as far as the policies, the RAs had a meeting about me, and then my RA personally acted like he didn't know me. So my RA came in clutch, like, so that's my guy. Not gonna reveal his name.
Yeah,
but
no.
That's my guy.
bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That is awesome.
So after that, he told me like, hey, like, they had a meeting about you. You kind of want to keep it on the DL now. So I was like, let me take down the signs, kind of stop promoting a tad bit less, but not to the point where like nobody sees it anymore. I'm more subtle about it, I would say.
I mean,
Yeah.
what you could always do, and I was talking to Kamil, our roommate, about this last night. It was like they're on you about that, but couldn't you just say you're like cutting hair? Like,
Yeah.
you're just
I
cutting
feel
hair,
like,
and it's
yeah.
like if they get mad at you, you have a license. Like,
Right, yeah.
You're actually certified to do it. So like,
Yeah.
Right. Like, is there anything the school actually could do? Because, I mean, like, it's consensual. There's people who are coming to you asking to cut your hair.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's like, well,
it's just like against school policy. Like, you can't be running a business on campus.
I get that.
But people, like, I know a few girls that like do nails in their dorms and they get paid for it. Like, it's the same thing. It's just, I guess I market myself a little more.
Yeah. I mean,
Nail salon in their like window,
Right,
bro.
yeah, literally.
You gotta
yeah.
take that down. That's too far.
I feel like, right, yeah, over the line. Like, I feel like there's kids on campus doing way more worse stuff, like drinking and smoking. Like,
yeah.
I'm cutting hair. I'm not hurting anybody. Like,
If anything, you're doing something that everybody needs.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a haircut.
it's a demand, and it's like the barber industry is like, people don't talk about it enough. you know, and I feel like, you know, it's an industry where I could break into and just make a name for myself at the university, like I said.
And I'm sure that like initial publicity you got with posting those signs, even though you had to take them down now, I'm sure they gave you that like advantage in the beginning and you got your name out there. Whereas now, like, you know, I mean, it would be good to have the signs, but they kind of,
They know who I
they
am.
did their part.
Right.
Now, you know what I mean? So you don't even need that anymore.
They did their job for sure. Yeah.
And everything right now is just word of mouth.
Dude,
and it's
exactly.
doing really, really well.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
about to say, you've been here for a semester. Me, a senior, had a lot of connections. I like instantly heard, I'm like, oh, there's a barber on campus. Like 2 weeks in, I'm
Yeah,
like,
2
we
weeks
have a
in, bro.
barber on campus now.
Yeah.
And the one OA that I'm like friends with, she's like, yeah, he was in my OA group or whatever. I'm like,
Yeah.
really? I'm like, that's sick, bro.
Yeah.
Actually, Johann and I go way back, not way back, but to the very, very beginning when before school started. And I met you through my one friend Levi. And bro, and I was like, damn, you're a hustler. And we were like, I was talking about having you on the podcast before you were even like,
Yeah, I'm-
there because I was like,
right.
bro, it's just the way you could like approach stuff, and you just seem like a hustler. Like by heart, you were just very passionate about it. And I'm like, yeah, this kid definitely is gonna go far. I don't know why I'm saying kid as if like
I am a kid,
well,
though.
no,
Yeah.
not really, because like I'm only a year older. But
Yeah.
like, so like technically
No.
we're all kids, but
I mean,
I'm 22, bro.
Yeah, you're more of a kid than any of us.
Yeah.
nah, it's definitely very inspiring to see someone, you know, work his way up. And like I see you, like I said, I just see you around with a lot of people, and I'm like, damn, like he's making the connections. It looks like you're having a good time, and you're getting experience out of
Yeah,
all
it's
this. Like
just like-
you're like running, okay, not running a business, but like you know what I mean.
yeah.
Like
I think in college too, like college is all about connections. Like when you go into a college setting, like it's all about who you know. And in the future too, when you're trying to get a job, it's all about who you know. That's what business is. Like you could have their resume, but really they want to get to know you as a person. Like it's always about referrals, you know what I'm saying? And it's like when you're going in for that job, you know, it's always someone that's helping you get on top. Like someone who works at the company you want to work for. That's your way in. How you execute it is up to you. You know what I'm saying? And the way I think about it is just like I want to go to a campus where I can meet several different people just by being a barber. It's as simple as that. It's just by being a barber, you know, and that's kind of just how I go about it. And it's just goes back to that New York mentality of just like making a name for myself. If it's not through sports, it's through something else.
I mean, you know, what an amazing and unique way of networking, right? I mean, so many students when they go into college wonder how they're gonna do it. You know, they join clubs, maybe join a team or something like that. But I mean, like you taking the route of barbering and saying, not only am I going to use this to pursue my dream of owning a business, but you're also like, this is going to help me in my social life. I'm going to meet people here. I'm going to gain connections.
Yeah.
And I think that's very interesting of that, you know, take you had on it.
Yeah. A lot of freshmen come in, you know, kind of reserved a little bit, kind of nervous because they're in a new atmosphere. They're away from home. You know, they're not used to what it was back in high school. So it's just like, you know, I'm a very social person. I don't want to work behind a desk for the rest of my life. You know, that's just me. And,
Amen.
you know,
I
I want to be able
totally agree.
to get my degree in business and actually do something worthwhile. You know, like if you're going to work for the rest of your life, you might as well do something you love. So if, you know, I always want to have that barber background experience, you know, see where it takes me from there.
But no, like in any environment you get into, especially college, because we're all in college right now. But I'm talking from like work in the future to any like kind of like city, like if you're getting involved in the city, like I know Carson's looking to do something with politics in the future, or he's becoming a lawyer at the moment and maybe politics later down the road. Like that's mind-blowing. Like he could be somebody big in the future. Like we could blow up, you could blow up. Like making all these connections on campus like you are, this networking that you're doing,
Yeah.
it's like the best form to do it, and you're doing it early on, like at
Right.
the age of 8, you know, on campus, bro.
Yeah.
I personally, I expanded more my like sophomore year. It was just because I had buddies that were like all living here at this house. Dude,
Yeah.
we were just having fun, just
Right,
being
yeah.
us. And then I just kind of went on campus, made friends, and then like networking, you just slowly get it.
It's
But
the biggest thing in college. Like, if you get a degree, you're going to have to know people. You know, you could get the job market is insane. Like, you guys see it, you know? So if you're going to get your degree, you might as well know someone that works in that field. And that's what I want to emphasize, too, that mentorship. There's a shortcut in life. Not bullshitting, but having a mentor guide you and teach you the ropes of what they experience and what they've been through. You know what I'm saying? Like, being able to have a mentor, is definitely helped me. I met so many people just through barbering that helped me, expand my network and, excel in barbering. But having someone that has that experience of what you want to do, that takes you so much farther. Like I heard this saying, that if you want to grow far, go with a group of people. If you want to go slower, go by yourself. Just if you want to get up there quick, in an efficient manner, because time is money, you go with a group of people. Yeah.
So, like your mentor, would that be like your master barber? Like what kind of made you like think about it in your senior year and be like, damn, I want to like kind of take a step out and just do this barber thing? Like, was there a person that was like, were you getting a haircut and you realized that? Or was it like...
There's a story, and you guys obviously know this. New York City is a bunch of people that are full of assholes. People are assholes in the city.
I just feel like that's just like expect. Like there's their daily hustle. They don't care. They're never gonna see that person again.
It's the hustle and the bustle of the city.
That's why
why can you leave me alone?
Right? Yeah, exactly.
I want a bagel. Dude, only Rob was here, dude. He's from New York. He's from Staten Island.
Yeah, the New York narrative.
I always just what's it called? I bust on him all the time because he does it too. He'll sit here like, and he has like words. He has certain things like hurry up. He has like a phrase for it, and he's just like everything's snappy there.
Right. Yeah.
So I can see how it comes off real.
Yeah, it's just like people are very selfish, and it's just like I was in the barbershop one day, and I was so furious because my barber who used to cut my hair, I started going to him my freshman year of high school. It was chill. When I got to my sophomore, junior year, he used to make me wait like an hour for my haircut, sitting in the shop waiting an hour to get in the chair after making an appointment with him. So
you made the point for like 5 o'clock, and he was.
And I wouldn't get a haircut. I wouldn't sit in the chair. I would get in the chair at 6:30.
Oh my god!
Like time is money. You know what I'm saying? Like I have other things to be doing, and I made an appointment with him, and he would still push me back. Mind you, I'm sitting in the shop waiting to get in the chair. So that's what kind of started it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cut my own hair, see how it goes. Don't get me wrong. I messed myself up a few times, but you got to start somewhere. And that's kind of just like how it started. Like that's what motivated me. Like if I could cut my own hair and, potentially cut my friend's hair, that's how it trended upward. And obviously, I'm Dominican. My parents didn't support me. They were like, you want to be a barber? Like you want to be a barber? And it's just like why not? Like, I have a lot of free times on my hand right now. So, just why not? So when I got to college and they started seeing like what barbering could do for me, how it expanded my network, the money was just a plus at this point. So, meeting people, getting that social life a part of it, they saw what I was doing, and they was like, oh yeah, congratulations. Like they supported me like after they saw the result.
And that's the thing. We brought on somebody that was talking to us about that. I believe it was either Possible or Zach, where like parents don't really support this type of thing. Like
No,
they don't
not
support
at all.
stuff that is not just literally in a computer, literally sitting there and doing a degree and just like doing it your entire life. Like my dad and like my more so my dad than mom is kind of like, yo, do this. Like this is literally an opportunity. He's like, I didn't have this chance when I was your age. And that's like the thing that I just like respect the most out of him, is because like he wants us to hustle. He wants us to try new things, because like when he was growing up, he never had that opportunity. Rather, if I talked to my grandma, like she was like, you shouldn't do that. You're going to college, like just do college. And I'm like, why should I get confined in one space? Right. You know what I mean? Like you said, like you're gonna be doing this thing for your entire life. Why not at least enjoy it? So just the continuous support. And I mean, I'm happy that they support you now, but it's a little unfortunate that it wasn't in the beginning. But
it would have been nice to have their support from the jump. But it's kind of just going back to like that traditional family. Like they want the best for you, so they see you trying something new, and they're just like, oh, you're wasting your time and your money. But they don't see your vision.
They want to see smart investments. Like, oh, I'm gonna buy this. I'm gonna make a lot of I'm gonna use this to do this. When you say like, oh yeah, I want to buy all this barber stuff, and like I gotta get all this equipment, I gotta get the a whole studio set up, like it's gonna be a lot. I gotta get the barber, like you name it. Couldn't even tell you what it all entails. Like same with this, like you don't imagine how much it is till you start looking into it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Don't need to be reminded.
It wasn't even like we got the lights, we got like a TV, I got a couch, and we're like, hey, okay, we're good. We got the mic, camera, huge investment. Like that was plentiful. Dude, there was more and more and more that we just kept seeing. I think we're about done though here.
There's still some more stuff.
Same thing with me, yeah.
Yeah, there's some more stuff that like we would like to add on, but
We kind of started around the same time. Like our podcast kind of started when you like, because we've been almost not a year yet, but it's going close.
it's going close to a year, so that's
So,
gonna
like,
be a huge.
You're right around a year too, so that's it's pretty
Well,
good.
I blew up over the summer, like August. That's when like my following started to go up. Been cutting hair for a year though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
So, Johann, does your like master barber, your mentor, does he know of like your business or your practice right
Yeah.
now that you're doing? Or
I would say it's definitely a different generation. Like it goes back to like really getting into the research, how to market myself, how to put myself in positions where I could succeed. I passed him in following on Instagram, so that kind of showed me, you know, not to be cocky, but
No,
it
no,
kind of
it's not cocky.
yeah.
Student
It's just
becomes
numbers
the
are numbers.
teacher.
Numbers are numbers. Yeah, right. Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like there's stuff that he could teach me and there's stuff that I could teach him about social media. Social media is a big thing in our generation, you know. It's just people, it's just the market, you know. People are on TikTok all the time. People are on Instagram all the time. So it's like a lot of those old school barbers, they don't utilize social media to the best of their ability. So me in this generation, you know, we could relate on several different things. That goes back to my service. If I could give you a good service, you'll come back. You know what I'm saying? And that just goes off by being able to promote that effectively. That's what barbers in the past generation probably, I wouldn't say don't do well, but they don't utilize it enough.
and it makes you wonder, you know, what the future of these industries are going to be, right? I mean, you just said you have traditional barbers who have their practice. They don't really know the social media game and stuff. But now you introduce somebody like you who's young and you're, you know, hip with what's going on and you understand this generation. And, you know, your practice is already different. You're showing, you're, you know, being a barber on campus. You're utilizing social media to show your work. And it's just very interesting when you watch how new generations approach, you know, old techniques and add their own flair
Right,
to it. So
exactly.
it's very interesting to see how, you know, something like your practice is going to maybe expand and become something that's more, you know, of a common occurrence.
Right, yeah. Definitely, 100%. And that's the biggest thing. You know, social media is just a big tool that we need to utilize
Yeah.
in today's age, you know.
I think everybody should have some kind of platform of like putting themselves out there because hear me out, if everyone was technically a poster and not a viewer, then things wouldn't be so, but you're always going to have to view someone to kind of like see the shape that you would take your own content.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
In many forms. Like, dude, I wish when I was younger I wanted to vlog. Like, you know, David Dobrik and everything.
Yeah.
Dude, I love that man's vlogs. Dude, 4 minutes and 20 seconds every single episode. I'm like, to fit all that content, like he must be filmed multiple hours, condenses it, all that extra footage.
The best
Dude,
moments.
Yeah, the best moments. And dude, it was so entertaining, and I would sit there and binge watch it at night. But man, like there's like a lot of things. Like I just see this generation, like we have everything at our fingertips. You can go on ChatGPT, for example, and just type like what you're interested in and like how to get started, and it tells you exactly what the cost would be, what you start off first. Dude, we have everything at our fingertips, and no one, like, not a lot of people take advantage of it. Like you're taking advantage of it. Like sometimes I can say I'm not. I am. Like we're doing this. This
Yeah.
is something.
Yeah,
No,
this
this
is
is
something,
taking
yeah.
advantage of it. I know with the last person we had on the John, he was saying that like AI and how it's like converting art, and how he's like, if you don't kind of learn the technology as you're doing it or even attempt at it, you're just gonna be left in the dust.
Yep. Yeah,
so like
absolutely.
those barbers that are kind of like hidden gems that people like only know of, but they don't even advertise at all or aren't even on
It's
social
a
media.
disservice to themselves.
It's a disservice to themselves, and it
Yeah.
makes it so that like, you know, they're like, oh well, I'm having an off day. Like, what am I doing wrong? It's because you're not doing the sole
The
thing
work
that gets,
behind the
work
scenes.
behind the scenes. Exactly.
And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was scared as hell to promote myself. I was always so worried about what other people would think about me. But then I came to a point in my life where it's just like, who cares? You know, we only have life for a certain amount of time, you know. To think about it is just like life is short. You know, people don't really think about that, but life is really short, you know. You're only young for a few years, you know. Why not work hard now, put the work in now, and then excel later in the future, you know.
Yeah, those X amount of years that you already lived right now, like you will not get those back.
Yeah, you won't. Yeah.
Have you ever seen like the chart? It's just like we live for like on average for a human life
It's like
expectancy.
70, 80.
It's like 80 high, and that's like 120 weeks. Let's just say. Or no, it's not like
No,
that.
they did it in boxes. I think. I know
Yeah,
what
it's
you're talking
boxes,
about.
but like you'd fill out every week, and it's like this portion of life's already done. You have like if
you
you're
sleep
20,
a third of
like,
your life.
you're 20, and then they're saying like like if you're 20 right now, this is all you have left. And
Yeah.
you're just saying, like, if you were to predict like the rest of your life with our current like stats, like this is how much like people are spending time on their phone, this is how much people are sleeping, work, and they're just like, this is how much time you have like to enjoy yourself. It's just like there's only this much time in like this whole block of life. You're really allowed to like embrace who you are and then
Yeah.
spend time with like family, friends.
It's just like, yeah, that's why I say it is like,
It's
you know,
short, bro.
it's short,
It's
life
like
is
when you
short,
look
yeah.
at it, that's why you gotta do it now.
yeah, and it's just like I kind of stopped caring about what people thought of me. Like when you're owning a business, you're not gonna get everybody's approval. Someone's gonna have to hate you. It means you're doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I go about it. You know, there's always something to look forward to.
Hate is sometimes seen as the best criticism, you know?
Absolutely.
But I mean, yeah, I really, you know, to go off of what Jared said, or what everybody was saying, I really think that people don't realize how little time they actually have on this earth. People don't know. People think that middle age is in the 50s. I mean, that's a social construct that we made, that middle age is 50s. If you actually look at the average life expectancy and you actually see what your middle age is, you're looking at in mid 30s to 40s. That's not old. Like, that's really not old. So, I mean, it is
Did I say
important.
80, right? That's like 80.
Right.
80's like high.
80
like,
is high.
It's like 70.
I think it's like 76 is the average life expectancy. So, I mean, to get a jump on it, extremely important, because, I mean, you don't know when it's going to be over. You know?
Yeah, I fully agree with that.
That's right.
But
I just blanked on what I was gonna say next. So what? Oh no. So if there is anything that you could go back and change, like would you, like instead of doing the first like the 4 years of doing basketball, like would you have started trying to see if you can like do the schooling for a barber sooner? Would you have tried to do the hustle in high school? Like what would you have changed anything, or you kind of like satisfied with everything?
I wouldn't say satisfied, but I'm really glad how everything played out. You know, I did basketball for years. I got a lot of leadership skills through that. You know, it was rough because we had a harsh season my senior year, but you know, you go through adversity in life, and it's just like, you know, you keep it pushing. You find that motivation to just keep going. You know, and I feel like the way everything panned out was just perfect. You know, like I wouldn't have changed anything. The only thing I would have changed is just like figuring out what I want to do necessarily in business, because you know, as young as I am, I do want to know what I want for myself in the future, but I wouldn't have changed the journey one bit.
That's awesome, bro.
You got to embrace it.
You got to. You have to live life without regrets.
Yeah.
If you regret too much, you'll stay in the past. You'll never move forward.
Yeah.
The way you just quoted that.
Bro, I'm just saying.
It's
man.
real, yeah.
I quoted Carson.
I think I know. I thought you were gonna take it with the St. Bueller's Day Off, where it's like if you get in the slow lane or something, like
Bro,
getting in the fast lane. Do you know that?
I don't know that one, but I'll give you a quote, man. What about Kanye, dude? Everybody doesn't appreciate their moment until it's past. It's so true. I mean, you see it nowadays, especially with like phones and stuff. People go through life and they experience this amazing feat of something. Let's say even something as trivial as like a football game, you know, like you'll even see parents, their kid is going to score the touchdown, and instead of watching them and enjoying that moment, they're videotaping it. I'll watch it later.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, you know, you really have your head screwed on right, and you have you're very well spoken, and you obviously know that there is no time to mess around, and you gotta go full steam ahead, and you gotta do your thing. And I mean, that's why I think that you're being so successful, because so many kids at this age just don't have the determination to do the things that you are doing. So I mean, that's very commendable.
it's probably acting more immature at your like when
No,
I was
more
like
mature, right?
like when I was your age,
Oh.
I was more immature. Like
Oh.
I'm saying, people at like your age, 18, bro. I was just, you name it, like let's
Yeah.
go. Like I did not care. Like I was like did anything, like especially with skiing. I fucking love skiing. I would do anything, like, oh, we're gonna hit that, fucking send it. Didn't care about nothing, and I was just doing dumb stuff all the time. Like I didn't have any like foresight of like, what do I really want to do? Like what do I want to do like for like tomorrow? Like what's my change? Like wasn't that impactful. But like you see it, it's a good start.
A lot of kids in my class, in my grade, you know, they party all the time, you know, and it's just like, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm not gonna tell you not to do the things you're doing to have fun. Like, go ahead, have your fun, but my personal standpoint, I want to get ahead in life. You know, I want to be able to start my business and enjoy life later. You know, and if that means I have to put in the work now, then it is what it is.
The only one of the questions I have is like, if anybody is watching right now and they're kind of sitting there and they're trying to, like, whether it's not barbing or just starting up like something new or a business or any passion they want to do, but they don't have, like, you know, their approval, or, you know, they don't have someone being like, yeah, you should do this. Like, do you have any words of advice, like, for them?
Well, I would say the first thing is just like, no one told me to start my own business.
Mhm.
I just did it myself. You know, you just got to dive into it. If you really enjoy it, if you really love it, if you're so like passionate about what you do, and or if anything, if it's what you want to pursue, then dive into it. Like, don't hold back. Don't have any regrets. Like, I think I was reserved a little bit because, like I said before, like, I was a little bit worried about what people thought about me. But once you dive into it and just stop caring about the narrative and what people think about you, or what people will say, or what people will comment, you just won't care, you know? And you'll be successful just with that mindset of just diving into what you love. That's just my take. Like, just get into it. Don't waste any time.
Because time is money.
Yeah.
Time is valuable.
What a fantastic message.
Dude, that is
It really
like,
is
no,
a great
like,
message.
I'm being serious. Like, you are an extremely good talker,
Yeah.
especially for being 18. Like, you, like
Very
Carson
well
said, yeah,
spoken.
very well spoken.
Outspoken.
You have your head set in the right place. Like, you, I don't know. I'm just really impressed.
Yeah.
Every single time I talk to you, bro, I'm like, I just, like, it's always a good interaction. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
that's why I'm just really thankful again that you even, you know, made time today, because I know you could have just been cutting because you're
Yeah.
just, you know, you're on that grind, but you made time for us, and I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you again.
Well, my sister goes to Cornell, so it's like, it's definitely an expectation to make it, you know. So I just got to do something worth my time, you know. Don't want to waste any time. Just want to be successful, whether that's through my degree or barbering, either one or the two. But, you know, that's the ultimate goal. Yeah.
So I have a question for you. Do you have any like funny stories from what's it called, cutting hair? Like, you have any like, I don't know, somebody that comes in just like anything, I don't know, just different kind of stories in your
Well,
opinion?
I would say like a weird story is like this is always why, as a barber, if any barbers are watching this, you always
You can
cut
relate to
less.
this.
You always cut less than what they want, because I realize if you cut just a tiny bit less, and if they want it shorter, then okay, you could always go back and cut more, but you cannot put hair back on. So there's one guy, he was like, I want half an inch off. Gave him half an inch. He was like, you cut it too short. I'm like, what do you mean? That's what you asked me. That's what you asked me to do. So now I'm a little more precautious when I'm using my scissors. I just cut a little bit less. And, you know, that, thank God that only happened once, you know. But as far as like anything other than that, I think everything else was pretty normal.
Just
But
normal interactions.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
good,
normal
at least.
interactions. Yeah.
That's good.
I mean,
Out of like maybe
you
what?
never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've lost count after like 30 heads. I stopped counting how many people I cut.
Dude, and that's impressive.
I was counting the amount of people I cut. After like 30, I lost count. I think I'm probably up to like 90 maybe.
Damn.
Heads. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's really impressive.
Maybe more. I stopped keeping count, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, no, when we got our haircut on the first episode, I was anxious sitting in the chair.
Really?
Yeah, because like just not being able to like fully communicate, I kind of felt helpless. And then like the cut was still really good, but it wasn't really what I went in there for. And it's just like, yeah, at the end of the day, the barber has to be a good barber. We had good barbers, but like they also have to be a good talker. Like, you have to have somebody that can communicate, and that's what you do. Like, that's your service. Like, your service is not only cutting hair, but it's just also, like, being a really, really good communicator. Yeah. And it's just, like, I've heard from countless amount of people is, like, when they sit in your chair, they feel really welcomed, and, like, you ask them about their day. Like, you want to have more of a meaningful conversation than, this is what you want?
Right. Snip,
Yeah,
snip,
yeah,
snip.
and then
No,
it's just like a robot. You know
right,
what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
exactly.
You're a person at the end of the day.
Yes.
You care about them, and you'll even, like, remember them.
That goes back to what you said about the technology too. An AI or a robot, you don't want a robot cutting your hair. And my professor had said that to me one time. You don't want a robot cutting your hair. And that also goes back into like the interaction, you know, the experience. Like in my room, I just put a mirror in there so they could see themselves. So when I'm doing the interviews, I could talk to them, you know, face to face. And I also had the TV set up, you know. So if anybody, I offered the guy, I was like, hey, do you want to play a music video of your choice? I have the PS4 there and everything. Like, you know, you could type it if you want, put whatever you want. Like, I don't care, you know, because I'm open to like learning about them, you know, and learning what they do on their day-to-day basis, and, you know, just giving them the opportunity to feel comfortable in the chair. That's the ultimate goal. Ultimately getting them to come back, you know.
And that connection, I mean, that's a very special connection you have with your clients. I know most barbers, I mean, I'm sure there's some that, you know this customer here or this customer there. But the thing that makes the communication so unique and so great between you and your customers is you're the same age. You're going to college like them. You know what they're going through. You can relate to them better. And it definitely makes it a very comfortable setting. And I think that's what gets people to come back to your business saying like, hey, I'm going to get a haircut, but I'm also going to check on my friend Johann here. And I think that's a great business model.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. It's just being able to relate to people, you know, having that one-on-one interaction. It's like the most important part of this whole barbering, you know, industry. You know, who are you as a barber if you can't make another, you know, good barber? Or who are you as a man if you can't make another good man? You know, there's always something to level up to. There's always something to improve. You know, if that means helping someone else improve, you know, giving them advice while they're in my chair, while I'm cutting their hair, you know, that's a good deed. You know, it's always bigger than barbering.
Yeah. Damn. Well, as we begin to wrap up, do you have any final thoughts you want to end on?
Well, I would just say, like, I feel like if you really genuinely want to learn something, regardless if it's barbering or not, you know, do your research, you know, dive into it, because the education system is one thing I want to emphasize. You know, the education system is just, you know, they're not going to teach you how to run your own business. So, like, that's one thing I would definitely recommend to other people. Just dive into it, you know, get started on your own. Not saying drop out of school or anything.
Yeah, nah,
but definitely just hone down and, you know, pursue what you're passionate about.
And I mean, you quite literally jumped in head first, and you've been killing it. Like, as far as I know, everybody I've talked to, there's been no bad interactions. Nobody's been upset with you. And, like, you know, at the end of the day, you're trying to appeal an audience that, you know, some people only go to one person ever for their barber. Like, they're like, I don't go to a different barber. Because it's like, at the end of the day, it's like another person in your life. And
that's understandable, like, too. You know,
the thing is, you're dealing with a whole crowd of people that just lost their barbers. Or like,
exactly.
Dude, you're like at that perfect spot for it, because like they're all coming here like, bro, I don't want to go downtown. I just saw my buddy come back.
Yeah.
Dude, he was chopped.
I
heard you should have seen the back of his head. Dude, I took a picture for my friend. I'm like, yo, what'd he do to you? I'm like, you paid for this? He's like, I didn't even see it. I'm like, you paid for that?
I haven't heard a lot of good stories about the barbers in this area.
Downtown.
It's not good.
Downtown, I forget the name of it. Not good.
Is it like that blue barbershop?
I don't even know.
Yeah,
dude,
no.
No joke. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah, Electric City Cuts. Dude.
It's bad.
Anthony.
Do not go there.
Dude, they literally. So you know how like your hairline's like supposed to be like a little bit like that? Bro's was like cut back and it was just like here, but it was like, bro like had a clean razor mark in the back and the bro didn't fix it. He didn't like taper it up a little bit to fix it. Bro just left it and was just like, he's probably in and out 15 minutes.
That's insane.
Nah, because they care about quantity at the end of the day. They just want your money.
Exactly.
And
you know what I'm saying? It's quality over quantity. Like,
I'll recommend Anthony to you because clearly Anthony needs to be cleaned up. Thank you for the name call. I forgot his name. It's not very specific. No one will know, but
that also go back to the one-on-one interactions. I'd rather have 3 effective haircuts, knowing that they're perfect, knowing that they're good, and they're happy with it, than 7 haircuts after classes. I'd rather have those 3 solid good haircuts, because those 3 could branch out, go to their friends, go to their peoples, and say like, hey, like, this is a really good barber. I recommend you to him. Like, he's solid. You know?
Nobody wants to get bad work done on their head, right?
No, not at all. So, yeah.
Well, yo, dude, again, thank you,
always,
bro.
man.
You absolutely killed
grateful
it,
to
bro.
be here. Yeah.
You impress me more and more every time. I'm not glazing you, bro, because the people are gonna be like, he's glazing them the entire time. It's just very impressive.
Nah, yeah.
At the end of the day,
It's just very rare.
it's just respecting another person's grind.
Yeah,
I'd say.
And like, there's probably days that you feel like, I don't feel like people like really see the grind. Like, trust me, bro. We edit the amount of time. Not only are you doing a haircut, you're also going back through and editing and then you're finding the right meme online that you want to put with that clip, and then you got to get it out there, and then it's just like a constant, like it never stops.
Yeah.
There's like never an off day for you.
It's what people don't understand. Like, there's always more work to be done. The networking in person, the cutting, the making sure the fades look good, making sure the styling looks good. Like, everything ties into it. Going back, recording the video, having good quality in the video. It's what people don't understand. So that's why I respect you guys for doing what you guys do, because this whole setup.
Dude, it's high quality. The
Yeah.
audio.
I was just
to
showing them. It was all in
cameras.
4K.
Yeah, and then you got to go back and edit the video. You know
Bro,
what I'm
that's,
saying?
that's
It's
like a
lot of
whole
work.
day process. Unless, I
Yeah.
mean, I usually sit one whole day and I just sit there and just. He also does it too. I mean, he spent a
Horror
couple
stories.
days.
Horror stories.
Yeah, you guys really do put in the work. I mean,
We
I
need
mean,
an
I'm sure
editor.
you're in the same boat because you are editing
not gonna
videos
lie.
too. But I mean,
to
there's so
hire
many
somebody.
times. There's so many times where I'll like call Justin. I'll be like, let's go get lunch or let's go golfing. Dude, I've been editing this video since 7:00, and it's like 3. Like,
I definitely understand. Trust me, my friends, like
Dude,
the
you won't
main.
believe what I went through one day. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. But my friends, like my main friend group, they're like, "Yo, where you been at? You been MIA?" I'm like, I'm trying to get my grades up, and I'm trying to edit videos, and I'm like, I'm just busy 24/7. So
Yeah.
I
it's
respect the
like,
grind.
yeah, you gotta respect it. Yeah.
Well,
All
that
right.
being said, bro.
it's a very, very great conversation, Johann. Thank you.
Dude, what I went through the one day, though, you won't believe what happened.
Really?
What were we talking?